Second RSA class high-speed cruiser, Courageous. Oh, it's quite fast. It's making trails in the sky. Wait a minute. Meta Park. I do hope there's an announcement, otherwise there's going to be shock and surprise everywhere. And seeing as the country is on the brink of war, you know. Alto Street. What's Vita doing there, though? Ost District. No point even asking what he was doing there. He's everywhere. You know how he is. Not even our high-speed trains could hope to match it. That may be true, but we still have our own strengths. How's the investigation coming along? Well, they're pretty blatant about trying to obstruct us. So basically about what we expected. The same is true in the other areas as well. Understood. Respond with pattern 13. I'll head there myself this afternoon. Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. Hi, Little Sank District. St. Estrella Girls' School.
My brother told me all about it, but there's no substitute for seeing it soar through the skies. Simply beautiful. Yes, it really is. You're up there, aren't you, Reen?
Well, how do you know that? Valflame Palace.
Wow! That's the Courageous! Oliver finally finished his airship!
It's a fine ship, isn't it? Prince Oliver seems to have gone to quite a lot of trouble having it built.
Is this the wind of change you intend to release across our staid and troubled land? Go, my son, and show me the caliber of man you can be.
Can you believe it's been almost 2 years already?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's a fast turnaround for a second airship.
And look at how far our debaucherous prince has managed to come. Partnering with Liberl to make a second Arcel-class airship, then cruising over the capital? I suppose that's one way to stick it to you for outmaneuvering him at the trade conference.
Let him have his fun for now. Still, this was certainly an unexpected play on his part. He and that band of students he likes to ship across the country have proven a never-ending source of entertainment. But now, my dear Prince Oliver, we have reached a decisive point. The board has been prepared, every piece in its place. Can you turn the tides in your favor? I look forward to finding out.
Norcia Province, southern edge, over the Swarge Drak barrier. I'm saying that completely wrong, I already know him. No way around that. Courageous. Bridge.
It's currently 10:02, and we have a north-northwesterly wind blowing in at a speed of 11 Arj. We've just passed through the Schwartz-Drake Barrier's airspace into the province of Nortia.
Current speed is 3,050 SPH. We've reached full cruising velocity.
Maintain current course and speed. Follow the Nortia main line, maintaining a distance of 200 Arj.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So, this is what the bridge of the cruiser looks like. It's all kind of making my head spin. If I'm not mistaken, this ship is equipped with the Epstein's Foundation's latest information processing system. Huh. So you actually managed to get the Rhinefoot Group, Zeiss Central Factory, and the Epstein Foundation to collaborate? I suppose you would be the most well-informed on matters of technology. It took the combined effort of countless supporters to take this airship from blueprint to beauty. I've caused a great many people no small amount of trouble gathering the technology and funds to build it. It's nice to know even princes have trouble with financing sometimes. Alas, it's true. I had to borrow quite a sum from a number of sources, the Emperor himself among them. But all my labors bore fruit, and we were able to build an airship that met all my ideal specifications. At a length of 75 Arj, it's almost twice the size of the original RC. And with it sporting 20 of ZCF's high-performance engines, it could achieve a top speed of roughly 3,000 SPH. Not quite as fast as the RC's 3,600 SPH, but the Courageous boasts high armor and interception capabilities. Good grief. She's memorized all the specs already. Still, the more I hear about it, the more unbelievable it sounds. Sounds like he's compensating for something. I heard something like this was in development, but I never would have imagined you'd pack this much power into it. Well, now we have a rough idea how extravagant this ship is. What I don't understand is why my father's sitting in the captain's seat. He's not even part of the military. Unless... Father, did you actually enlist in the Imperial Army? I can understand why you might be perplexed. However, this ship isn't a part of any military force. Huh? So wait. Is it officially regarded as the property of the Imperial family? Precisely. I intend this ship to give wings to a third faction of sorts, unconnected to both the Imperial and Provincial armies. To that end, I could think of no finer captain than Viscount Arcade. Well, that at least explains some of it. I see what you're getting at, yeah. The fastest airship in the Empire, captained by the Radiant Blade Master. Couldn't ask for a stronger deterrent than that. I'll say. Well, that's my hope anyway. About half of the crew here are on loan from my division, the 7th Armored. The rest are civilians, representing a variety of nationalities and social classes. As for me, I'm here because I'm just that good at gathering information. They also tasked me as the point man for keeping in touch with the guild and its local branches. Makes sense to me. Toval's definitely a good choice. He's got tact and patience to spare. Me, on the other hand, I'm more the face-punching type. Frankly, I'm still shocked we're here. I'd never have imagined we'd be flying in such a marvel of a ship, with such a distinguished crew. You've got me curious, though. Are you intending to tour the whole Empire like this? That's our plan, yes. The hope is that it might help assuage some of the tension that's been building across the nation. And if we happen to intimidate the Imperial Liberation Front while we're at it, all the better. That makes sense considering they've got their own airship too. The Intelligence Division and the Rump seem to be keeping them in check for now. Having a ship like this in the air will definitely put even more pressure on the Liberation Front. In other words, this ship allows me to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Ingenious, isn't it? And if I ever feel the urge to stretch my wings, I can take to the skies whenever the mood strikes me. Perhaps one day, I'll even be able to put on a recital soaring in the skies above Heimdall. Well, putting aside certain idiotic flights of fancy, at this speed it should take less than an hour to reach Roa. Feel free to make yourself at home while you're aboard. Aside from restricted areas like the engine room, you have the run of the ship. Go on and poke around a bit. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks. I think I'll take you up on that. And that's how we ended up flying to our destinations aboard the Empire's newest, most cutting-edge cruiser. But we didn't just sit around and look out the windows, of course. Since we had the captain's permission, we each set about exploring the Courageous, seeing what this top-of-the-line airship had to offer. Indeed. Twice the size of the RSA. We're cruising along so smoothly, it almost feels like we're on one with the wind. I knew it'd come to the wind with you, wouldn't it? Like the ship is like a crimson Pegasus soaring through the sky. We're really lucky to know who we know. Can't imagine many people will ever get to experience something like this. We are the winds and the goddess, our thanks. Cruising along so smoothly that it almost feels like we're one with the wind. Like the ship is a crimson Pegasus soaring through the sky. Really lucky to know who we know. You're saying the same things again, aren't you? The exact same things. Hello there, I'm Curtis, the radio officer. Is this your first time on the bridge of a military airship? If you've seen one, you've seen them all, really. The main difference being that the Courageous is still new and shiny. Well, that and the fact that the ship and its entire crew are unaffiliated with either faction. That's unusual. Courageous is completely unaffiliated with the major factions in Erebonia. Half of the crew might be from the 7th Armored Division, but despite being part of the army, they're neutral too. Their position is pretty similar to Prince Olivert's, actually. Major Vander's a good example of that. Engine room, come in. Can you hear me? What do you mean you've lost the engine? No messing around. We've reached maximum cruising speed, all green here on the bridge. Oh, hold on, engine 4's struggling a bit. Can you give it a look? That's the one we lost. What? Engine room, come in. Can you hear me? Where's the engine gone? Hey there, I'm Graft. I'm from the Imperial Army's Air Force. I have to say, though, I've never seen a ship like this. And, as if that wasn't enough to get excited about, I get to work under the Radiant Blade Master himself. If Prince Olivert wants to bring about that ideal of his, the Blade Master's the right guy to have in his corner. Safe to say that I'm looking forward to seeing just what effect this airship has on the world. Everyone here is well aware that we're working with a legend in Captain Arsaid. If Prince Olivert wants to bring about... Yeah, change the world. Welcome to the Courageous's bridge. You might not believe it, but Helmsman Graf's exceptionally good at his job. Why would I not believe it? I'll notice even the slightest diversion in our course too, so no need to worry. Everyone here on the bridge is a specialist in their field, so there's no need to worry. We'll get you to your destination safe and sound. Yeah, but will you do it in time? Everything on this airship is really cutting edge. Prince Oliver does love his surprises. First he returns to Heimdall on the Arsaid, and now this? You got random guys saying more than you guys. It's weird. I knew that the captain's daughter would be coming on board, but seeing them talk is rather heartwarming. Please relax and leave the operation of the airship to us. The crew here come from a wide range of backgrounds, but we're all confident in our skills. Happen to have been scouted from the Epstein Foundation by Prince Olivert himself. What a unique, fascinating person he is. Honestly, you could have told me about this a little sooner. Is this the reason you've been so busy lately? I apologize for the secrecy, but much of this project fell under the veil of strict confidentiality. So this is my question. It's like, because we're speaking to the NPCs a lot these days, was there a line of dialogue that hinted towards... I know it hinted towards they were doing stuff behind the scenes, that's fine, but was there anything that hinted towards an airship I can't actually remember anything like a big construction project or anything like that, but it was obvious they were doing something, especially Mixed basically telling us several points that they were doing something, but still. I apologize for the secrecy, but much of this project fell under the veil of strict confidentiality. There are some things I'm forbidden to speak of, even to my daughter. I'm sure you realize that. But Klaus must have known, right? Why was he allowed to know while I was left in the dark? Well, we're really honored to have been invited aboard. We can rest a bit easier once we arrive in Roa, knowing we had an Imperial escort. Indeed you can. The Provincial Army will have little choice but to accommodate you. This ship's purpose is to act as a deterrent to both factions, as well as the Imperial Liberation Front. By doing that, we hope that the courageous will hold the old guard at bay long enough for something new to take root. I'm sure it will. They chose wisely in naming you captain. Still, I assume that's not this ship's only purpose. Well, true. Putting airship this advanced seems excessive if all you're going to use it as is a deterrent. Laura's right. Must be some other purpose it was made to fulfill. Very perceptive of you. I regret that I wasn't able to discuss this with you properly when you were in Legram last month. But I'm proud to see just how much you've grown since you enrolled at the Academy. I have my class to thank for that. Learning alongside them has been a constant source of insights. So tell me, Irene, how's she doing? Is Laura getting along with the other students? Huh? I think she's been fitting in fine. I see. That's reassuring to hear. At times, I worried that growing up in a sword-fighting household caused her to end up less well-rounded than her peers. Hope you and the others will continue looking out for her. Of course. We're glad she's with us. Can't imagine Class 7 without her. Can't help but get the feeling that she's something more to you than simply a classmate. Whatever the truth may be, hope you'll continue treating her as the lady she is. I want to abide in appropriate behavior toward my daughter. I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. But I'd like to think I know how to conduct myself toward my classmates. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. You two have been whispering for like a good minute now. Why are you two of you going on about all of your whispering and furtive glances? It's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Just a little discussion between men. You needn't worry. I'll be sure to get you to your field study safely. As a student of Thors, I expect you to give it your utmost. Huh? He really does care about her. Nevertheless, being ferried to our destination in an airship like this makes me feel as though I could take on the world. I won't be in the same group during this field study. I hope that it's a rewarding one for both of us. Agreed. Oh, anyway, his talk bubble disappears. Like, stay. Allow us to escort you to your destination. Hope your field study proves to be a fruitful one. Just don't forget to conduct yourselves as a student of Thors should during your time there. Fair enough. Feels weird there's no console there. It's like, but there's meant to be a console there. Hold. You have arrived at Hold. Strange. You'll find the ship's hangar beyond here. Feel free to go in if you'd like. Unfortunately, though, we can't let you into the factory and engine room opposite. But I want to see it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had no idea the Radford Company was involved in developing something on this scale all this time. Then I found out it was a collaboration with the Epstein Foundation and the ZCF. And on top of that, she's got her hands in the development on our Arcus units too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now? I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows a small number of the projects in development by the Rhineford Group. Lady, the directors have... I knew it. Oh? Hello, Master E. Sorry. Am I interrupting something? No, it's okay. Have you finished exploring the airship? I expect it would be a while longer before we reach Roa. Finished? I don't even think I've seen half of it yet. It's kind of overwhelming. Looking forward to landing in Roa, though. It's been a while since I've seen the industrial metropolis. It's not too far from my hometown, so I'd always hear about it in passing. Oh, that's right, you're from Ymir, so I guess you would then. Want a little refresher? I can bring you up to speed on all things Roa. Sure, why not? Roa used to be a factory town, but it grew into a hotspot for technology as a result of its steel and heavy industry. The population is around 200,000, and since the city is in the Norsha province, it's under Marquis Rognar's jurisdiction. Oh, that's right. Still find it kind of wild that Angelica is his daughter. You know, last time I visited, felt like the whole city was man-made. Trees and grass were rare sights. Made it kind of hard to tell how large the city really is. Well, the city itself is basically one giant structure, divided into several levels. It's been expanded so many times that even long-time residents occasionally wind up in places they don't recognize. Why, I've lost count of the number of times I've had to go pick up Lady Elisa when she lost her way. That was when I was a kid. Don't say it like it still happens. Really, it was a long time ago. Something tells me we're looking at the not quite so distant past. Anyway, north of Roa is the Saxon iron mine. The iron mine there makes its way into most of the Rhineford Group's products in some form or other. The amount of ore they get from just that one mine is immense. The Empire would be a different place today without it. Don't doubt it. Even our textbooks mention the Saxon mine. It's been vital to the Empire since back before the Orbital Revolution. In the center of Roa, you can't miss the Rhineford Group's corporate headquarters, which is also basically my house. Honestly, I was hoping I wouldn't have to go back anytime soon. Elisa... there's no point in moping about it now. We've yet to have a field study that didn't spiral into some sort of hectic adventure, but I'm ready if you are. Oh, just take it as it comes. I'll be wishing you all the best. We should be arriving at Roa soon. Please allow me to escort you to the person in charge of your field study once we do. I guess we know who that'll be. Don't say it, I don't even want to think about it. I never would have expected I'd return to Roa like this. Oh well, there's no point in wasting in my energy worrying. There's no telling what's going to happen during this field study. Let's just hope it's a good one. Splendid. Take a look, Peyton. We're cruising so fast, yet we remain completely stable, just as my test predicted we would. It's great. This is a big win for both of us. Never could have done it without you. I owe you one. Oh, my apologies. I got a bit overexcited. I'm Thompson, a professor from the Roa Institute of Technology. Fluid mechanics and my specialty. I had a part in designing this airship's hull, you see. Honestly, can't believe that my calculations of surpassing 3,000 SPH in such a huge ship was spot on. I'm so happy I could jump for joy. Go on then. Hey, name's Peyton. I'm a mechanic from ZCF, indeed. I was actually in charge of maintenance on the RSA, which is why they scooped me up for the Courageous here. The more work you do on something, the more attached you get to it. Courageous is like my child at this point. Kind of chokes me up to see it finally take flight. It's Peyton, everyone. It's Peyton. Phew. Getting the ship ready for today was a real struggle. ZCF and the Epstein Foundations really greased the wheels, though. So yeah, welcome to the Courageous. This baby is the most state-of-the-art airship in the world, hands down. My hands went up. Why are you telling me to put my hands down? That doesn't make any sense. Bridge. Don't want the bridge, do I? I've been to the bridge. I want the junction area. Bing bong. Junction area, thank you very much. Okay. Yep. There we go. Turbo that one. Bing bong. Thank you. Right, what we got here? Welcome to the Courageous. It's Oliver and Midge Vander on the front deck if you're looking for them. Why don't you go say hello? I will. Wow! This ship is amazing. We're flying faster than a bird. Take that, bird. Now I kind of want one. What, a bird? I wonder if Gramps would get me my own airship if I asked him real nice. You can already fly around an Aragetlum. Don't go getting greedy. The view from up here is so beautiful. I feel like I'm weightless, soaring peacefully above the clouds. You know, this is actually the first time I've ever been aboard an airship. I think I'm starting to feel a little dizzy. Is that normal? Being escorted straight to orders aboard the Courageous ought to give our field study the air of legitimacy too. Appreciate Prince Oliver's kindness in looking out for us. The airship we used in the core was pretty fast, but this one's even faster. In fact, its specs seem pretty high across the board. Fancy stuff. Never a dull moment in Class 7, I guess. Fair enough. Don't think we'll speak to you yet, 'cause you got red exclamations. I want to leave those alone for now. Speak to other people first, like you three. Come on, nobody wants to see dudes sing. It's all about the ladies. Besides, if you make the outfit skimpy enough, guys will break down the doors to get in. Really? Pro, really? Are you three working out what to do for the concert? Yeah, we got the general gist of it figured out now, but... let me ask you, Reen. Would you prefer male or female vocals? That's a really important question too, since it'll change the audience we draw. That's a tough question. Why don't we try both then? You know what? That'd be perfect. Yeah, I really like that idea. 2 songs would be the perfect length too. Rehearsing it'll be a bit tougher, but I think we should do it. It lets us use both plans too. You won't see me complaining. He seems really excited for this. And he would be, wouldn't he? I'm glad that neither of the plans we came up with will go to waste. Right then. Time for a little more brainstorming with Crow and Eustace. This might make rehearsal a bit tougher, but it'll work out. Your ideas have the subtlety of a sledgehammer. Realize that this will put us in direct competition with Class 1, correct? We need to do something with a degree of class in order to take them on. Oh dear. Yep, there's someone in there. Hello! Hey there, welcome to the supply room. Don't actually have too many supplies here though, so since we're kind of in a rush, still, if you want anything, let me know. You'll be my first customer. Welcome to the supply room. Yep. Okay. Ooh, healthy liqueur. Nothing in the way of ingredients that stands out to me. When it comes to firepower, this ship's equipped with the bare minimum. It's not just due to a lack of time either. It was a conscious decision on our part. We want to focus on this ship to be the things that it stands for, not how much fancy weapons it's got. Of course, that doesn't mean we won't react appropriately if anyone's foolish enough to try anything against us. Well, of course. Alright, so we're down to the red exclamations now.
Instructor Sarah? Tova? What are you guys doing out here?
Oh, just a little bracer-to-bracer information swapping.
That's about the long and short of it. Been a while since I saw you guys, though. Not since last month in Legram.
Yeah, always nice to see a friendly face, though.
Well, despite keeping in touch with him and setting up these arrangements, it came as a surprise to me to see him on board, too.
Clearly, it was meant to be. Honestly, I was only brought on because of my connection with Viscount Arcade.
This airship really is in a class all its own, though. It's not every day you see a ship owned by the Imperial family and captained by the Radiant Blade Master.
This cruiser has the potential to be an important force in Erebonia going forward. Without ties to the Imperial or Provincial armies, it can potentially keep both of them in check if need be. It might not be able to do that quite as well as a strong guild presence could, but it'll still help protect a lot of people.
That's true. It still frustrates me how the guild used to be an institution here, and now we're just barely keeping the lights on. At least the Crossbell branch sends its people over to help us out when we need a hand, though.
Wenzel's one thing, but we owe McLean so many favors, I've lost count.
McLean? Wait, are you talking about...
Oh, yeah, I guess you would have heard of him. He's an A-rank bracer over at the Crossbell branch. A guy we used to work with named Wenzel works there now, too. Wait, maybe we should back it up a bit.
The guy we're talking about is Arios McLean, aka the Divine Blade of Wind. The name probably sounds familiar to you because he's also a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style.
That's not the reason.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I've never met him myself, but I heard a lot about him from my master. He mastered the school's second form, and sounds about as untouchable as anyone who holds the title of Divine Blade.
Well, he's pretty damn strong, I'll give you that. Bailed me out of more tough spots than I'd like to admit. Speaking of, you know who else is a student of the 8 Leaves School? Cassius Bright.
Who?
We were talking about him before, remember? He's the bracer who took command during that big incident 2 years ago. Though from what I heard, he left the way of the sword behind a while back.
Cassius Bright was here in Erebonia. Wait, 2 years ago.
It was an eventful time, to put it lightly. And yeah, we have Cassius to thank for getting us past that. But afterward, well, you know the story from there. They shuttered guild branches all across the Empire, one after the other, and your dear, sweet instructor was out of a job.
I'd be glad to give you all the grisly details, but it's a long story. We should probably save it for another time.
Tell me everything right now.
But hey, the guild seems to have a good track record with folks from the 8 Leaves School. Maybe you should consider a career as a bracer. Door's always open, you know?
Me? A bracer? Huh. I'd never really thought about it before.
Hey, there's enough of us singing the bracer blues without you trying to recruit my students.
Never hurts to start them early. Seriously, though, we're always looking for more good people. If that's something you wanted to do, I wouldn't turn you down.
I'll give it some thought.
Indeed. I still haven't been able to repay Cassius for everything he did either. Oh well, we'll just have to do what we can to live up to the guild's ideals and keep the bracer spirit alive. I wonder if that has something to do with how she ended up working at the academy. Sounds like she has a lot on her mind right now. This ship should prove an effective deterrent, since it's not affiliated with either faction. When you look at it that way, you can see the first steps of what the prince is setting out to do. And of course, me and the guild will be behind them all the way. So, I'm very much thinking we should end this part here. And in the next part, we shall start off by speaking to one Prince Olivert and his boyfriend, Mueller. So we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.